guess some crazy stuff happened in the world today, huh? This one was in New Zealand, where apparently there was a volcano that erupted. So you can see people on social media basically posting stuff like from this person here. This guy says what? My God, White Island volcano in New Zealand erupted today for the first time since 2001. From the sounds of it, it seems like people were on like a boat tour possibly. It says my family and I had gotten off it 20 minutes before. We're waiting at our boat about to leave when we saw it. Boat ride home, tending to people our boat rescued was indescribable. Yeah, he even posts like videos and stuff of it. Can you imagine that? Going there, watching a volcano where initially, I guess in your mind, just on paper, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to see that thing erupt? But yeah, if you're actually there, I can just imagine how horrible it'd be. Hopefully not too many people were affected, huh? Because like they say, there were people who were actually stranded on the island and all that too. Just shows you how fast things can just change in life, huh? I then read this where I think you're supposed to take it sarcastically, but it makes you wonder if there's some truth to it. It's about the idea of giving, I guess, let's just say a child a drone and how people could use it in, like, I guess you could say, a devious or dangerous way. This one says, an important public service announcement about drones. More than 30,000 people own drones in the great state of North Carolina, and I expect the numbers are similar in lesser states and even higher in far superior states. There are probably quite a few drone owners in commonwealths and at least half a dozen or so in territories. That's why drone safety is important, especially with the holidays approaching and even more drones set to be unwrapped and launched into the wild blue yonder on Christmas Day. So here kind of comes, I guess, what I would assume it's a sarcastic part. Like here it says, hey Scott, thanks for addressing my query. Whatever that means, my little nephew B-Dog, his real name is Brandon, but he's going through a phase where he wants to be called B-Dog, and if we don't, he flops right down the floor and pitches the worst fit you've ever seen. Essentially, he says he wants him to buy a drone for Christmas, and he's wondering, would it be appropriate? And the answer is yes, as long as B-Dog is a responsible young man who obeys the rules, a drone is a wonderful gift. And then he starts talking about, I guess, all the over-the-top stereotypical things like, what if he's an irresponsible young man who does not obey the rules and is a suspect in several outbuilding fires? Then no, it would not be an appropriate gift. The response here was, but I believe it could help him develop his entrepreneurial skills because he said he was going to fly it next door and secretly take pictures through the window when his teacher, Miss Tanner, does yoga in her bedroom and sell the pictures on the internet. Shouldn't we encourage young businessmen like B-Dog? And the response was absolutely not. Drone operators must respect the privacy of others. An FAA fact sheet on the drone says operators cannot fly a small UAS over anyone not directly participating with the operation. Then it goes on to other things, for example, saying he said his older cousin J-Dog wants him to bring his new drone to the parking lot of a correctional institution and deliver him some care packages over the fence containing everyday necessities like soap, a cell phone, ramen noodles, and so forth. He's wondering like, hey, would that be good? And of course they say no, like that's against the rules and all that. And here's the part where I guess again it's sarcastic, but is there some truth to it? He basically just said afterwards like, okay, I guess it sounds like a bad idea because it's taking the fun out of everything. And he says, okay then, I guess I'll just get him an AR-15 instead. And the other person said, on second thought, stick with the drone. Is that true? Like, I'm not from the US, but would it be just as easy for someone to like get a gun, so to speak, and there's less like say restrictions over like getting a recreational drone like this, maybe to capture videos? That's true though, isn't it? So many restrictions and so forth for people wanting to fly it for fun, and people just assume you're doing it in the most devious ways to have like all these over-the-top regulations and all that. An interesting thought is like for things like drones, like for myself, I bought it just as a camera to capture landscape scenery. But when bystanders have, I guess, just general questions, like they're curious, funny enough, the first thing that they think about is, oh, I guess you can use this like spy on people. Like, that's not why I get it. And it's just kind of funny how it's mostly like say that non-drone flyers that actually have that perception on how people use the tech and all that. army of ducks and squirrels now. Alright, see you guys later.